So we were discussing about different food habits in two different parts of our country, and one of the main reason is geography and history. And of course, when I say history, I mean the culture of that particular region that defines their food habit, the way they dress themselves, the dance they celebrate, the song they like, etc. Freedom struggle of India. If you analyze freedom struggle of India, you will also find that, of course, it is part of our Indian history, but you will find that today, the India in which we live, we are enjoying the freedom because it was at this time that freedom was being snatched away from our country. It was in the hand of other powerful nation that was driving India. That is the reason, after a long struggle, we fought for freedom. That much value is been given to freedom because it was a time when we were not given the freedom. At that point of time, we realized that we are being handled by another country. If you see, recently you might have read about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Japan, and at that point of time, nuclear policy was there. There were so many discussions going on nuclear policy, and we have seen that Japan was being bit reserved regarding nuclear policy. It was calculating all the risk associated with it. Its parliament was also debating things regarding nuclear policy with India because India has not signed a non-proliferation treaty. But then as well, both the countries have managed to go ahead with the nuclear policy. But the reason why nuclear policy is a bit of touchy issue in Japan is because of the history of World War II. We know Japan is the only country that has been hit by a nuclear bomb, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and after that only World War II came to an end, because then people realized that it is a catastrophic thing, that it is a doom that is brought by World War II. If you see Saudi Arabia's monarchy, why they even today the kings are respected and all that, because there was a time when it was this group of family that liberated Arabs from other countries, and finally they developed a kingdom. But due to the wave of democracy, as we have seen, that democracy is also expanding its roots in different parts of the world. So today the Arab Spring of 2011 and all that things and chain of events that followed after Arab Spring are all part of about the shaky balance, right? About the status quo moving towards democracy, because democracy is gaining grounds now, because with the help of technology, transportation, people are traveling to different parts of country, and they know that how democracy is working, and they have their own rights, freedom of speech, etc. So things are changing in this part of the world as well. Now let's go through diversity of India. India has geographical diversity, isn't it? We have deserts, we have mountains, plains, plateaus, forests, coast, etc. Now, if you are living in desert, right, then so far what we have learned, based on that things, you can say that, of course, the construction of your house would be different. You'd be wearing different sort of clothes. You'd be eating different sort of food items when you compare these things with the people living on mountains. And when you analyze all these things, you find that each and every different geographical landform has different sort of culture. And based on that geographical landform, you have different natural resources. You'd be having dates in deserts. In mountains, you would be having tea, coffee, right? Other things. In plateaus, you might be having natural resources. In forest, you might be having other resources of forest. So based on that, you would have your industries, your services, etc. Right? Then we have 8 major religions of the world that are practiced in India. 1600 languages are spoken in India, and they are mother tongue of the people living in country. There are 100 plus dance forms in India, and cuisines and world food. I'm sure you would be eating pizzas and so many other things, right? I can go on and on. You find everything in India. This is diversity of our beautiful country. Now the next topic is why we form a group. The simple thing is we feel safe and secure with people who are like us. It is something natural with us. If you go back to tribal roots, right, if you go back to early human beings, then you will find that that they would be going in for hunting together, and the reason they were going in hunting together because they were feeling safe with each other. Different groups used to wear different sort of clothes, right? Though they have been made from different plants, they would be wearing different colors to keep themselves secure, like to keep themselves in a group. That's why we have different colors for football teams and cricket teams, etc. That makes us together. Now I would like to give you my personal experience in England. What I observed regarding this particular thing, that we feel safe and secure with people like us, is that when I was studying in England at that point of time, I have seen many Indian students. My classmates were from India, and I have observed one peculiar thing regarding our people is that I'm not saying that all of them are like that, because I was a sort of exemption, but generally I have seen that Indian students used to hang around with Indian students only, and at the end of the year, if you ask them how was their experience regarding education in England, you will find that they will be saying that people are not that much friendly, we were not able to manage to make that many friends, etc. And the main reason is not that the people of England are not friendly. The main reason is that they have never went out from Indian group. And when I was sitting in that lecture theater, I used to keep on changing my seats every single day. I used to sit with someone from Morocco, or I would be sitting with someone from altogether different country, maybe Japan or China. And in this way I was able to learn so many different things, and my overall experience was very good. It was more enlightening. It was more making me closer to like a feeling that I am a global citizen, right? So this is an example of we feel safe and secure, but there are negative and positive side of both things. So diversity is a mix of best things, right? You have so many different things, and once you pick up best things out of all different cultures and different things, then you get the final product is best. Now, why discrimination occurs? It occurs due to prejudice. Prejudice basically means to judge someone or something negatively. You already you are already creating a negative scenario for a particular person or a group or a thing. That means you are never going to see them positively, so you create a prejudice around them. You think that there is only one way of doing things, and what you are doing is right and what others are doing is wrong. So that itself is an example of prejudice. The other thing is stereotype. Stereotype is fixing people in one image. For example, there is a stereotype between city and countryside. Like people of village think that the city people are selfish, they are always after money, etc., etc. And the people of city or the urban area think that the people of rural area are always not well dressed, they don't know anything about fashion, etc., etc. This is all sort of stereotype. This is not the case, right? This is not right at all. Then why certain work is valued more than other? Right? We are preparing for IAS, IPS, IFS, but we know very well in our society we give more importance to this people compared to this one. The reason are different, right? The reasons are different. There could be historical, it could be after power, it could be after The reason could be that you have more influence on people when you are IPS or IAS officer. But if you have carpenters, interior decorators, if we have professional education has been given to them, if there is proper market for them, then you may find that this any person who is doing a small business, a small shop of carpenter, he can grow it into huge business as well, and then he could be playing a predominant, he would be paying higher taxes, and then he could be contributing more than a person who is in the services. And now finally, let's go through Constitution of India. You know the story of Bhimrao Ambedkar. He was made to clean his school. This was a sheer discrimination. And the only reason why he was made to clean his school, because he was from a Dalit caste. Gandhiji was kicked out of train, right? One of the main reasons, he belonged to a different race. He was not white. He was a brown person seeing from the apartheid rules. He was a brown person, so he was considered inferior. Even later on, we know the whole world today reckons Gandhiji as Mahatma, the finest soul. Our struggle with British rule, and from there we came out with the thing that all Indians are equal. That's what our constitution says, because we do not discriminate people on based of the color of their skin, race, right, their geographical or religious background. The reason is that our constitution maker clearly understands that color of your skin, religion, things, they are all because of you are from different region, you're eating different sort of food, that's fine, but end of the day we are all Indians and we are all equal. And this is a key value that unites us all together. We have seen in the case of Uri attack or 26/11 or any other attacks, we have seen that the whole country, all different political parties, may it be on ruling or opposition, everyone will become one when we find any threat to our country. Because at that time we do not consider all these small things, we consider India as a one country. And that is the reason we have all these values of freedom of choice of word, respect for diversity, freedom to speak language, practice religion, etc. in our country. And even our country, after getting freedom, we chose to make our country a secular country. Even we know that maximum people in India are following Hindu religion, but we didn't make it a Hindu national country, but we chose to make it a secular country. The reason is that the speciality of our secularism is that state can intervene in religion, but religion cannot make any changes in the state. Right? Imagine, this is one of the purest sign of a secular country, that state will keep itself away from all the religious affairs. It will focus on administration, it will focus on governance, right? It has nothing to do with any sort of religion. It will favor no religion at all. That's secularism of our country. So it is equality which we are striving for today, and we have to strive for it, we have to work for it. It is each and every one of us who has to work for equality of our country, right? So that's part 2, end of part 2 of discrimination. In future lectures you will get single parts, may it be of 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but it will be a single lecture. You won't be having 2 different parts anymore. So I'll keep it till here, my dear friends. Let me know how you find these videos. If you want me to make any necessary changes, feel free to shout out and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Till then, enjoy. Bye for now.